Hi, I'm Kevin Rissmiller, and this is my video blog. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and the topic of this video is forgiveness. If you don't know me or my background or experience, currently I'm jobless, homeless, penniless, and an ex-con. And I have been accused, although not convicted, of things that could deem me a sex offender or sex predator. And in honesty, there are many men out there who just haven't been caught, who very well could be facing the same or similar situation. That being said, many of those men are in your churches, synagogues, mosques, or whatever religious buildings you gather in to worship. And a main theme of most religions is, and also the topic of this video, forgiveness. And being of Christian background, Jesus speaks strongly about forgiveness. The Lord's Prayer that so many Christians all recite together, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, or in some religions they term debts and debtors. The point is, God is supposed to come before politics and countries, laws, to most people obviously, and thus the background for many reasons for war. And if you are a believer, and even if you're not, forgiveness is a key in helping and developing. We all know that forgiveness is better for us than for the person we forgive. I've heard Joyce Meyer and many other pastors preach that forgiveness is like taking a poison and thinking it's going to kill the person that you have issue with. You're killing yourself with the unforgiveness. And one of the first things I want to address to you who's listening right now, and one of the hardest people to ever forgive, and I know from personal experience, is yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. And you're going to be the hardest judge of your own mistakes, because you know what you were thinking, what you were doing, how you did plan to do it, how you did want to do whatever it is you've done that you shouldn't have. So that's why it's hard for you to forgive you, because you knew your motives, you knew you were wrong, and you did it anyway. And if we're going to stick on the Christian term, in Romans chapter 7, Paul says, the things I don't want to do, I do. The things I do want to do, I don't. But it's not I that does it, but the sin that dwells within me. We all make mistakes. We all do things we're ashamed of, things that were wrong, things we eventually regret. And we harbor that inside ourselves. We don't forgive ourselves. Even though other people may have forgiven us, even the victims or the victims' families forgave you, you have trouble forgiving yourself. That's a hard thing to do. That's one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but you have to forgive yourself. It's truly important, because that counts even in that prayer. And if you're a Christian, you have to forgive. It's instructed. It's what you're required to do. So, my advice to you, the first person you need to forgive is you. If you expect other people to forgive you, we all want to be forgiven for the things we did wrong. Me included. If you want someone else to forgive you, you need to forgive yourself. Because if you want them to forgive you, why not forgive yourself? You're human. You make mistakes. You do things wrong. Accept that. The 5 stages of death are anger, denial, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. You're going to be angry about a loss, about a mistake. You're going to deny it. Oh, I didn't do it. No, it wasn't me. Bargaining. Hey, if you let me go this time, I promise I'll never do it again. Depression. Oh man, I'm so sad. I'm so mad. I'm so upset. I can't believe I did that. Acceptance. I did it. I'm sorry about it. I made a mistake. I'm human. I forgive myself, and I move on. That's how You can move forward. That's how you, when you reach that point of acceptance, and sometimes you bounce around between the 5 steps, but when you reach that point of acceptance, that's where the healing begins. That's where you start to make the change and be a better person. And if you make the same mistake over and over again, yeah, we heard the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different to happen. Sometimes that comes from habit, from training, from incidents occurred in our childhood. Learn. Eventually, yes, you may keep making the same mistake, going back to the drugs, going back to the promiscuity, going back to the lying, the thieving, whatever your thing is. We've all got our things. We've all got our issues. But whatever your thing is, whatever your issue, try to deal with it. Try to get past the problems. Try to become the person in your head that you are instead of the person that you've allowed yourself to become from the environmental influences of your life, or the things that occurred, the post-traumatic stresses that have caused you to be the way you are. Do you forgive other people? You find it hard? I do. It's hard for me to forgive somebody because my expectations of them was higher than what they were capable of providing. And again, I am the worst of the worst when I'm preaching to you this. Paul said he's the greatest sinner of all, and I can relate to a lot of what he says and writes in the New Testament. And I'm not trying to make this all religion. I'm just saying this is the best-selling book in the world, the Bible, so everybody has some information on it. If you don't, I'm glad to present some to you. It's got, if you're not a believer, it's still a book. A lot of people view it as a good book of wisdom. And I have to believe that there is a God for a lot of reasons. Like, for example, DNA. Entropy, which is the destruction or eventual destruction of everything, is the nature of the universe. Things rust, things decay, things break down, things fall apart. That's entropy. And in this entropic universe that we live in, where everything's eventually falling apart, the sun's going to die, everything's going to blow up, for things to come together randomly to suddenly make human beings is about, I think I've heard it best put when it's like saying a tornado going through a junkyard and miraculously building a fully working 747, because there's so much detail in the DNA code, and I'm a computer guy, and if you have one or two mistakes in a line of code in a program, the program's not going to work right. DNA is like that. It is a very detailed code that makes you, and me. It makes what your eyes and ears and color your skin and facial, everything. That's why people, oh, you can't deny him, he looks just like you. That's part of the DNA code. It's a computer code to me. And you can't have a flaw. And that code is supposed to have been created and created all of us in an entropic world. To me, that tells me that there is an intelligent designer, a creator. Of course, I want to know who created the creator. I've always got questions like that. That's just in my nature. If there is a creator and God, if you're there, please. I can't lie to you and say I don't know that you're there or not, or I can't say falsely, oh yes, I 100% believe and have 100% faith. I want to, but my mind that you made doesn't work that way. I don't know. And I'm being honest, because I can't lie to God. He's going to know I'm lying anyway, right? So the point being, I want to believe, and logically it strikes me that there's some type of intelligent design. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I believe, well, maybe what we're viewing as God is some alien entity. Well, who created the alien entity? Of course, I've got all these questions. And then the major theme, of course, in most religions where there is a God is, of course, forgiveness. Because if we get mired down in that hate, in that revenge, it feeds for more destruction and devastation in our lives and others. And we've seen what the world is turning into, and a lot of it's behind that. People don't forgive each other, and crime television shows are such a huge thing, which drives me nuts. Crime has become a big seller. It sells a lot of cars on the TV back there. It sells a lot of things because people are interested in it. Stop being so damn interested in it. Start thinking about good stuff, good things. Isn't that what you want your life to be? Make America great again. Well, it's not great again because we're not thinking great. We're thinking crappy. We're thinking about crime. We're thinking about things that aren't good. Change your mindset. Forgive the things that are wrong and work towards good things. My opinion. I'm trying to share it with you. You're listening and watching, so I'm going to give you my views. This is me. This is who I am. This is how I think. And I'm appreciative for you who view. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to listen. And for those of you who are haters, go ahead, put it down there, fill up the comments with what a jerk or an idiot I am. But I forgive you. I'll try to. I have my issues. Forgiveness is hard. I have the biggest trouble forgiving myself because I know I've done a lot of things wrong. There's a lot of things that I've done wrong that I never got caught for. I could have got put under the prison for. But I have to learn to forgive me and move forward and move on and know that I'm just human and make mistakes. And so do you. I hope I'm getting through to at least one person, and this will be all worth it if I am. But forgive yourself. Others, forgive someone who's done something wrong, because you want to be forgiven too. Move forward in a positive light. We have to change our way of thinking. It's healthy and it's good for all of us. I'm going to end this video at this point. I hope I've made my point clear and well enough. If not, I'll hear from you in the comments, I'm sure. God bless you.